Hey, it's Clay. Welcome to another video. It's going to be another installment of my journey to try to improve my golf swing by fixing my early extension. Early extension is quite a nemesis, but I believe I'm making some progress and wanted to share that. Now, a lot of the focus with early extension is on how you're pivoting and using your spine angle, and I definitely affirm a lot of that, but one element that you kind of also have to think about is how you're using your arms to release the club. And if you look at this still image, this is one, I'm early extending by quite a lot here. If you consider where I'm at over here versus here at impact, my hips have moved forward quite a lot. There's kind of this weird rounding of my upper spine. And what I really want to point out here is how radically extended my arms are firing down at the ball. If you back it up a little bit, you can see I've got a lot of right elbow flex, and I basically dump all that down at the ball very drastically at impact. And that's because, when you really extend, your hips come forward, your shoulders move up and away from the golf ball, so there's more space. And in order to reach the ball, you have to fire your arms and create a lot of space. One of the things I've noticed is that muscle memory pattern is really instilled in my swing. And so even if I'm able to get my pivot working better, my butt to go back, I'm not able to maintain my angle because I keep creating room for my arms to swing. So one of the things that I stumbled upon in my journey it's called a no-throw drill. I got it from George Gankus originally, and it looks like this. And the idea is you want to create a little bit of an angle. You're just taking a little pitch or a chip shot swing. You want to create an angle with your right elbow. And then you want to try to stick that right elbow right onto your right hip, kind of right here on this inseam area. And then you're going to really use your core muscles in your upper legs, your abdominal area, to rotate this part of your body, the trunk. And the right arm is really just kind of staying in a more static position. And the pivot of your central trunk area is what is going to power and drive the golf swing. So let's watch George. Now again, I think he kind of has the goofy spin out, which draws your eyes, but I really want to bring attention to what he does here. So if you watch, right in about here, this angle, and putting that angle right on the right side of your inseam and trying to hold that. Now, obviously here you can see it is getting away a little bit, but the intention is to try to hold onto that. And what I found when I tried this is I've actually needed to develop like a whole new muscle memory pattern to even power the swing. So it's like the old pattern. When I do this, right, I'm getting a lot of power from basically doing like a basketball dribble movement. If you pretend like you're going to dribble a basketball, right, your elbow starts out very flexed, and then you fire that elbow straight down at the ground. That was, I think, some of the movement that I'm using to power or to generate power in my golf swing. Well, now it needs to come from much more of, this, because this is staying stagnant. Unless you're going to hit the ball 20 yards, you got to find and generate power somewhere else. And for me, that was by really using my hips and my abdominals to twist my body, to rotate it. Kind of like what you're seeing here. Some other examples. This is another one. And you can see this right here. That little rehearsal is what I really want you guys to key on. Notice what is really moving, right? He's really just spinning or rotating around his spine angle. Watch him do it again. This little right there, that movement right there is exactly what I'm talking about, where you are just rotating this trunk area, and it's really coming from the abdominals and the hips and the thigh and the leg region to cause the golf swing to be powered through the golf ball. And then this is even another take on it from Nick Bova. He's got some great stuff. He's talking about no thrill by actually putting this resistance band on the elbow, so that if you fire it out, you're actually going to pull against that resistance. It's a pretty brilliant idea. And the truth of the matter is there's going to be some extension of that elbow. There's absolutely no way to stop it. But by forcing myself to rotate better, I think that definitely improves some of my motor pattern. And think about the I'm a little teapot, right? If the opposite of early extension, look at this position right here. Look at that. If you see how I've maintained this angle here so much better in order to get my left hip to go back, in order to counterbalance, my right side needs to come this way. It's the I'm a little teapot. I'm going to bend over. If you just simply bend over from the right, you're going to fall over. You need to counterbalance. And so for me, this has been really crucial. You can see here, I'm really exaggerating this feel through impact of powering the swing using my hips and abdominals instead of my arms. And I think that has really been pretty critical at helping me get a little progress there. So, as I get down into impact, there still is a little bit of extension of this right elbow, but I think it's definitely improving my ability to rotate through the ball. This isn't perfect by any stretch, but it's much better. Compare this image to this image. My left hip is much deeper. My back is much better straight. I can tell you right now I have more forward shaft lean. My right heel is still on the ground. I'm actually rotating my body better. You can see I'm more open with my hips and my shoulders. And overall, this has been kind of a big deal as far as improving with my early extension. So hopefully this is helpful to some of you. Please let me know your thoughts and comments down below, and I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks, bye.